Welcome back, adventurers. Today, for our Day 0 build, we have Keyleth of the Air Ashari. Now, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to plug another content creator pretty hardcore right now, and that is Brodywan on YouTube. This man adores Keyleth. He got to preview her. She's his favorite character in all of Critical Role, and he said he's going to be maining her for all of 2025. So after you check out my Day 0 build, learning about the basics of the character, go check out his YouTube video. He's already got several different Keyleth videos of different builds for her different symbols. So go check him out. That's Brodywan. I will uploader me in the future. Please try to remember to leave a link into his YouTube channel in the description below. That man loves Keyleth, so once you get the basics from me, you can go learn the more complicated stuff from him. So let's start with Keyleth here. She is a 7-hand size, 21 health character. She has air, earth, fire, and water. 4 symbol character. That's really, really cool. She has Vox Machina and Warden as her symbols. She has 3 different abilities, and that kind of leaves her playstyle really open. She has her first form, you commit 1 foundation, to unflip 1 foundation. So how that works is, your first form has to be the first thing that you do after drawing up to your printed hand size at the start of your turn. So you ready cards, you have your review step, you draw, and then you play your first form, which is this ability, committing 1 of your own foundations to unflip 1 foundation. She has an enhance. Once per turn, you get to ready 1 foundation with a difficulty of 1 or less. So this can be used on both your and your rival's turn. And face down foundations have a difficulty of 0, so you can ready just any face down if you need. And then a response once per turn after an attack deals damage, yours or your rival's. Your rival flips 1 foundation. So what does Keyleth want to do? She wants to abuse her own flip effects and reuse them while choking out your rival's board by turning their entire stage face down so they don't have any access to any of their offensive or defensive capabilities. And I think this Warden has a lot of... Yes, sir? A lot of different ways that she can do this. I selected Earth for my Day 0 build, and I will say I built this before watching any of Brodywan's videos because I didn't want to be inspired or colored by them, so I'll probably go watch those myself after this. So we are going to start our attack lineup with Grasping Cat's Claw. This is a 6 difficulty, 3 control, 3 low for 6 with a 2 mid block. It has the throw keyword ability and the spell keyword. So throws will always deal half damage rounded up, even if they're completely blocked, which means they will always trigger Keyleth's once per turn response to flip 1 of your rival's foundations. And this is important because as a blitz here, we have spend 1 momentum, commit 3 rival face down foundations. Instantly, before they get to do anything, you commit 3 of their face down foundations. So in a character that's trying to turn your rival's entire stage face down, this is an incredibly potent ability. Plus it's got that 6 damage, so you're always guaranteed at least 3 on a block. Next we have Might of Stone. This is her rare attack, a 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 high for 4 with a 2 low block, stun 1 and spell. Stun 1 is an enhance that forces your rival to commit 1 foundation. So already we're not only choking their stage by flipping all their foundations, we're also committing their foundations so that they can't defend themselves against the might of our natural forces. But as a blitz, we get to discard 1 card. This attack gets +1 damage for each face down foundation in your rival's stage. This becomes an amazing finisher if your rival has 6, 7, 8 face down foundations. So putting this at the end of a string when your rival just can't block it anymore is huge. Simultaneously, we have Moon's Wrath. This is a 4/3, 2 high for 6 with a 2 mid block, ranged and spell keywords. As a blitz, this attack gets +1 speed for each face down foundation in your rival's stage. So 6 damage is already pretty good, and then tacking 6, 7, 8 speed on top of it as a 4 difficulty move is absolutely nuts. So really taking advantage of the fact that we are choking out our rival stage so they can't do anything to, give us speed or damage penalties or draw cards or do anything to mess with us defensively, then we're taking full advantage of them being unprotected by just blasting through and giving ourselves a whole bunch of stats. We have her ultra rare, Nature's Tempest, a 5/3, 6 mid for 5 with a 2 low block and the spell keyword. As a blitz, each player chooses any number of foundations in their stage with different names and flips the rest. So at first I thought I was only going to include this because it's her ultra rare, so you kind of want to show off what she wants to do with it. But the more I thought about it, I realized that while we have ways to unflip our foundations, as I was building the deck, I didn't have a lot of ways to flip them. At least not how I was building it. So this allows me to flip multiple copies of different cards, cards with different the same name. If I have duplicates, I can flip those to unflip them later and maybe gain some special abilities. And if your rival has any duplicates, maybe they built 2 or 3 of like a really good speed hate card, well now they only get 1 copy of it. So it does in fact serve that purpose of helping just further your game plan even faster. Next up is Ensnaring Roots, a 4/3, 3 mid for 5 with a 2 high block, ranged and spell. It has Blitz, discard 1 card, your rival flips a foundation. Simple. And then Blitz, if your rival has at least 3 face down foundations, draw 1 card. So it kind of pays for itself, or at the very least refunds you for its cost on one of its blitzes by flipping a foundation. Likely your rival will have at least 3 foundations when you choose to play this card. Otherwise, I don't think you would discard for it unless you really just needed to get that flipping going. Another fun one here is Risho's Meteor. This is from Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. It is a 4/2, 4 high for 5 with a 2 low block, charge and slam keywords. As an enhance, we flip 1 rival foundation, so we get to select which foundation gets flipped. Our rival's next check to play a card gets -X. X equals the difficulty of the flipped foundation. So often you're just going to flip a 2 difficulty, so that their next check to play a card gets -2. Now it doesn't say like their next check to block this attack. So if they have an action card they can play, you'll get -2 to that. Or if they don't choose to block this one but try to block another one, it's -2 to that check to block that. It stacks, so it's really just going to float around until your rival has to make a check. And then another enhance, if this attack is not blocked, your rival flips 2 foundations. So this card on its own can flip up to 3 foundations, which is really cool. That's +3 damage on Might of Stone, +3 speed on Moon's Wrath, all from this one attack. So it's really cool how that can work. Next we have Hunter's Pursuit, a 5/3, 5 low for 5 with a 2 mid block. It has Ally, EX2, and Ranged, EX2 being an enhance that allows you to spend 1 or more momentum, and for each momentum you spend, you get +2 speed. And as an enhance, if you have 3 or more face down foundations, your next attack gets -2 difficulty. So this really just lets your strings continue longer while being a decent attack. It's a 5 low 5, that's not bad. I mean, that's a quarter of a 7-hander. So it is something your rival might have to worry about, especially if you can put any damage on it. And then we have Fallen Angel's Revenge, a 5/3, 4 low for 6, 2 high block, the ranged keyword. As a first enhance, so the first enhance that we would play during this enhance step, we spend 1 momentum to unflip 2 foundations. So instead of just doing the once per turn first form with Keyleth, we can also further unflip our foundations with Fallen Angel's Revenge. And then as a response, after we flip a foundation, this attack gets +1 speed. So if we have any abilities that flip themselves or that flip other foundations, we can gain even more speed on this 6 damage move. So that's our attack lineup. I really like it. I think this is a pretty solid basic package. Like I said, these are day zeros. They're just meant to give you a feel for what the character wants to do. These are not by any means the finished products, but they're good to get you started and get the gears going. Onto our non-attack cards, I don't have any assets in this deck, but I do have actions, and Exploring Emon is my action of choice. It is a 1/5 with a 2 mid-block and the spell keyword. As an enhance, if we have 3 or more face-down foundations, this attack gets +4 damage. That's a pretty big buff, especially when you're maybe putting it on a 6 damage throw. That makes it a 3 low 10. Or you have a whole bunch of speed on Moon's Wrath, you want to make that a 10 damage move. Or Fallen Angel's Revenge, a 10 damage move. You could throw a lot of 10 damage moves actually with this. Or, defensively, as an enhance, if our rival has 3 or more face-down foundations, this attack gets -3 speed. So we can drastically slow down a rival attack or really boost up one of our attacks. It's pretty cool. And then lastly, we have a backup. Ooh, fancy. Riani? Rainy? I have no idea. Please correct me in the comments. This is a 4 difficulty, 4 control backup with 5 stamina and a 2 mid-block. It has unique ally, party, and warden. As a static, while this card is in our stage, our character is a warden, which we already are. But as a first enhance, so again, the first enhance we want to play during any given enhance step, we can commit Riani and flip 1 foundation in order to unflip any other foundation. We can flip and unflip the same foundation, and you'll see why we might do that here in a minute. So, onward to our foundations. First up we have a hilarious one, Nature Calls. A 2/5 with a 2 mid-block, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. As a response that is tenacious, so playable while committed, flip. After this foundation is committed to pass a check to play a block, our rival flips 1 foundation. So we can turn this face down when we commit it in order to block, and our rival has to commit to flip a foundation. That is pretty good tech to flip our rival's foundations not only on our turn but on their turn. Next we have Prepare for an Ambush, a 2/5 with a 3 mid-block. As a response, we can flip this card. After we make a check to play a block, the check gets +1 for each of our rival's face-down foundations to a maximum of 5. You can get +5 on your check to block just by having your rival have 5 face-down foundations. That's insane. That is crazy. And the fact that you can unflip this with Keyleth, or with Riani, or with some of the other abilities that we have, we can just unflip these incredibly defensive things to where we can never fail a check to block. Next we have Shape Changer's Skill, a 2/5 with a 3 mid-block. Enhance, we flip 1 foundation, our attack gets +1 speed. So this is a way that we're going to be flipping our foundations to unflip them later. And then response, after this card is unflipped, draw 1 card. And this is why we want to be able to flip and unflip our cards at our leisure, because there are several Earth foundations in this set that gain abilities when unflipped, which is something we have not, it's a design space we haven't seen before in Universes, and I'm really excited for it. Like Wild Healing, a 2/5 with a 3 high block and the spell keyword. As a response, after this card is unflipped, we gain a health. We could just heal ourselves up if we need. And then response, we can commit this card. After we flip 1 or more foundations, we gain 2 health. So we are just going to be healing up. We are a 7 hand size character with only 21 health, so every point counts. So being able to gain health by flipping cards and by unflipping this in a pinch is really helpful to us. But I really like this one, Woodland Distraction, a 1/6 with a 2 low block. As a response, tenacious, playable while committed. After this card is unflipped, your rival commits a foundation. So we can just unflip this, we can commit this card and unflip it to be both the cost and the effect for Keyleth. The first form, commit 1 foundation to unflip 1, we can commit this while it's face down to unflip it, and then force our rival to commit a foundation. So again, choking their stage, and then pressing their stage down. We are just all about just no hope. No hope. I know there's a noun or a verb that I'm looking for, and I'm just struggling right now. But we are all about just oppressing our oppression. There we go. we're all about oppressing our rival's stage through flipping and unflipping. We have I Can Taste Sounds, a 1/6 with a 2 high block. As a response, after we ready this card during the combat phase, we get to discard 1 card and draw 1 card. So a bit of cycle draw if with Keyleth we choose to ready this card, because it has a difficulty of 1 or less, and it's a nice 6 check, which is really cool. We have Mikasa Defeats the Female Titan, a 2/4 with a 3 low block. Response, flip. After we block an attack, that attack deals no damage. Then we can just unflip this with Keyleth or Riani to reuse it again, because it does not commit. So, maybe not with Keyleth, but imagine blocking an attack and flipping Mikasa to make it deal no damage. And then as the first enhance on your rival's next attack, you use Riani to flip a different foundation to unflip Mikasa Defeats the Female Titan, so you can flip it again and take no damage again. Incredible defensive synergy here. Just like with the Shobijin's message, a 1/5 with a 4 mid-block, ally, and unique keywords. As a response, we can flip this card. After we play a block, it gains Breaker 2. Breaker 2 means if we successfully block with a card with Breaker 2, our rival's next check that turn will get -2. So again, very strong defense capabilities here. But if we want to go on the offense, we have Split Body Control. This is a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Response, flip. After our attack is blocked, we flip 1 rival foundation we get to choose. We say you blocked our attack, your best foundation goes face down now. And how do we make sure that our attacks aren't blocked? Thunderous Roar. This is an old Byakuo card that got reprinted in Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. It's a 3/5 with a 4 mid-block. As an enhance, we commit this card. Our attack gets +1 speed for each rival face-down foundation. Then, if we have 30 or more cards in our discard pile, it gets an additional +1 speed for each of our rivals' face-down foundations. So, if we have 30 or more cards in our discard pile, it's +2 speed for each face-down rival foundation. So put that on a Might of Stone, or a Grasping Cat's Claw, or something that or a Risho's Meteor, and just really make sure that all of our attacks are hammered home, so that they're unblockable, they're unreductible, you can't reduce the speed, the damage, because we flipped all your foundations. So you're just getting absolutely bodied. We have Defending Pageant Queen, a 2/5 with a 3 high block. As an enhance, we've removed this card to reduce this attack's speed to 1. We're just going to guarantee we're going to block anything we want. We have Experimenting on Quirks, a 1/5 with a 3 high block. As an enhance, we commit this card. If we have 3 or more face-down foundations, our attack gets +2 speed. Pretty simple, but I like this one. First enhance, lose 1 health. If this attack deals no damage, gain 2 health. So if we know we're going to fully block our rival's attack, or if we're going to use Mikasa Defeats the Female Titan to take no damage, as our first enhance, we can lose 1 health, and then gain 2 health when it deals no damage, so give us that extra +1, basically just 1 step backward, 2 steps forward in our health total. We have Rejuvenating Prayer. There's a lot of first enhances in this deck. A 1/4 with a 3 low block, Deflect 2, which means we can add it to from our hand to our card pool after the block step of our rival's attack to give that attack -2 damage. But at first enhance here, if our attack is blocked, we gain 1 health. Pretty simple. We'd probably use this on offense and Experimenting on Quirks on defense, but either way, we're trying to keep our health up as high as possible. Next up, we have This Is My Chance, a 1/4 with a 3 low block. Enhance flip. If this attack is the only attack in our card pool, it gets +2 speed. And if it is completely blocked, we may clear it from our card pool, so we lose progressive difficulty. Pretty good. And lastly, Run, Idiot. A 1/5 with a 3 high block. Enhance commit. This attack is -2 speed. And if we completely block it, we gain 1 health. So yeah, that is Keyleth, a 63 card deck. A little bit low on high blocks for this first take, but man, this character is exciting. Just the whole concept of being able to gain abilities by unflipping our foundations is so cool and so unique. We will see this with another character later on, but the way she plays around with it, and this isn't even, like, I think I'm using mostly Earth cards. Yeah, pretty much mostly Earth cards, but you could build maybe, like, a more attuned Fire list that deals a lot more damage, an Air list that deals with a lot more speed, a Water list that can focus on clogging your rival's card pool, all while still using this base package of flipping your rival's foundations and unflipping yours. This character has so much potential. She's almost a deck builder's dream. Like, she's insane. I love it. I am absolutely here for it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas for Keyleth, what your little secret sauce is, if you're willing to share. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I've been working very hard on all these lists, and I could use all of the support that I can get. And go check out Brodywan on YouTube. I think he also streams on Twitch, but he's been mostly doing YouTube, I think. So go check out Chris Smith, Brodywan on YouTube for even more amazing Keyleth content, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, safe travels.